Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. My friends, when it comes to Halloween, specifically in the United States, America likes to watch horror movies, decorate their homes with spider webs and pumpkins, and also you'll have the parties that people go to, but not just any party. You have dress-up parties, like the adults will go to a party dressed up as something, and sometimes they would have costume contests. And when it comes to the kids dress up in Halloween costumes and they go door to door asking for candy or sweets if you're in the UK. And that's one of the main things when it comes to Halloween, that people dress up in costumes or outfits. And people can dress up into absolutely anything. A cowboy, a mummy, a ghost, an army man, a vampire, a werewolf, or even a freaking hero like Thor or Captain America or the Hulk. It sort of depends on the person, on what they want to dress up as. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to Halloween, the whole idea is to dress up as something that is scary, because you know, it's Halloween, and this time of year, you want things to be scary. And sometimes, or most of the time, kids will dress up as heroes or non-scary characters. I mean, which isn't bad or anything, but to me, I miss the old scary costumes that kids used to wear, because you know, it was fun, scaring people, when we was dressed up as a scary monster, a werewolf, a vampire, a zombie. Those were all great back in the day. Or heck, they would dress up as Jason or Freddy or Michael Myers, Ghostface, or any other horror icon at the time, dressing up as classic monsters, current monsters, and some were even creative as well. And you know what, even though it's not as celebrated in the UK as it is in America, I do feel the spirit of Halloween, and I think it all started with the film Halloween 1978. Now, this film was huge back in the day, and still is. I think this was the film that started the old Halloween thing in the UK, because after watching Halloween and its sequels, you just couldn't help but get into the spirit when you see this film. I mean, that's the way I see it anyways, because when it comes to the UK, we watch what the Americans watch. We've got Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, whatever America watched, we watched. And you know what? All those films were fan-freaking-tastic, and even the really old stuff was really good back in the day, like Night of the Living Dead. I mean, come on, that was a classic. But I think it was Michael Myers that started the old push for Halloween back in the day. Back in the day, it was a really big thing, but these days, we don't celebrate Halloween as much as we used to. I mean, yeah, sure, there's going to be Halloween parties where you can dress up, but I don't think many kids actually go trick-or-treating these days, which is kind of sad. And I'm talking about kids in the UK who used to go trick-or-treating. And these days, I've seen kids and teenagers who don't even dress up for Halloween, and they just go in their ordinary civilian clothes and just go up to people's houses and just ask for candy or sweets. I mean, come on, that's just freaking lazy. Now, this is controversial when it comes to this sort of thing, because some people say, oh well, those people are poor, so it doesn't matter if they have a costume or not, they should be able to have candy. I mean, the thing is, if they're poor, that's one thing, but at the very least, people should try to dress up as something. There's being poor and there's laziness. You know what, even poor people can even dress themselves up as zombies, and they're more productive. They don't have to go to the store and just buy a costume. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's poor people out there that wants to dress up but doesn't have the money to get the costume. But at the same time, they can be productive and make a costume out of things, even if it looks garbage. At the very least, those kids are trying. And that is something that I can admire, that those kids who are poor making a costume out of things that they find at home. And you know what? Those kids do that, making costumes at home of what they can use. Those kids are the real champions. And at the very least, they are trying. And you're going to come across kids who come from good families, like middle class, who couldn't be bothered to dress up even though they've got the money for it. Those guys come up to your door and demand candy, and those are the sort of kids that I cannot stand, that they're not even trying, and they don't deserve candy. But the ones who are actually trying, even if it's not the best costume, to those kids, I salute them. But to the ones who aren't trying and just demand you give them candy, I mean, come on, they don't deserve it. In fact, to all the adults that's listening to this video, this is what you should do. You should put up a sign saying, no costume, no candy. And trust me, this will work. Even if it's a bad costume, at the very least, they're actually trying. And yeah, I know there's going to be people out there who's going to disagree with me, and this is very controversial, but hey, this is my stance on Halloween costumes. Kids, at the very least, should at least try, and that's what I like to see, tryers. Again, there's laziness, and there's being poor, but even poor people can be productive. In other words, some people just can't be bothered to dress up, and they just expect you to just give them candy. At the very least, kids should at least try. So yeah, with that said, let's move to the main reason as to why I made this video, and it's all about people dressing up in other people's cultured clothes. And oh boy, the wokies absolutely despise it when other people, specifically white people, wears other people's cultured clothes. I mean, they'll let other non-white people wear white people's clothes and dye their hair blonde, but hey, I guess it's okay when they do it. Anyways, this sort of thing has been happening quite a lot. And not just with costumes, but with other things. Like, there was a student at this college or this university, and he had his hair in dreadlocks, and this black chick and this other black guy was standing in front of him saying that, oh, you cannot wear dreadlocks, oh, you cannot wear dreadlocks because it's a black thing, even though other races have had dreadlocks in the past, like the Vikings, I think the Egyptians, and I think the Hindus also had dreadlocks too, or at the very least one of their gods did anyways. Every race has had dreadlocks, white, brown, black, etc. And this girl was angry at this guy because he was wearing dreads, thinking, oh, it's only a black thing, only black people can wear dreads, which is historically inaccurate, and it's none of her business on how people should have their hair. Cultures are not owned. Now, when it comes to costumes, there has been a lot of controversy when it comes to costumes, like people wearing stereotypical clothes, like if somebody was to wear a Mexican costume with a big massive sombrero and a big moustache, or if somebody was to wear a Native American costume and a hat with those feather things on their head, or if somebody was to wear a gypsy costume, or a geisha costume, or a Chinese costume. You guys basically know what I'm trying to say. But it's not just real life, but it's also things that are also made up. You have the Black Panther costumes, you've got the Moana costumes, you've got the Mulan costumes, the Miles Morales costumes, aka Black Spider-Man, the quote-unquote Latinx Cinderella, and every other minority character that's in fiction. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's not just costumes from cultures and fiction, but it's also real life people too. You know, celebrities. People will dress up as celebrities. And sometimes people who's not from the same race as the people that they're dressing up as. You know, if an Asian guy dressed up as a black guy, or if a white guy dressed up as an Asian guy, and so on, vice versa. You know, people do that. Or if a guy dresses up as a female, or if a girl dresses up as a boy. You know, you guys get. Now the thing is, the left has some serious issues when it comes to people dressing up into other people's cultural clothes. And if you guys seen this, they go absolutely batshit insane, saying stuff like, oh, you're not allowed to wear this because you're not Native American, or oh, you're not allowed to wear this because you're not Mexican, or oh, you're not allowed to wear this because you're not part of this culture, or oh, you're not part of this race, or oh, you're not part of this, blah 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 blah, you know, that sort of stuff. And even in fiction, they blow the top, saying that, oh, you cannot dress up as Black Panther because you're not black, or oh, you're not allowed to dress up as Miles Morales because you're not black, or oh, you're not allowed to dress up as Samurai Jack because you're not Asian, etc, etc, etc. And it's the same if you was to dress up as a celebrity that's not from your own race. They go absolutely bonkers if this happens, especially when it comes to white people. Oh, you cannot wear a Native American costume, or oh, you're not allowed to wear this gypsy costume, or oh, you're not allowed to wear this Moana costume, or blah 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 blah. I mean, the thing is, who do these arseholes think they are, saying that we can't wear this and people can't wear that and people shouldn't wear a costume that doesn't belong to their culture, or oh, you can't wear a costume that's from another race. I mean, these freaking clowns have the freaking gall, the freaking audacity to tell people what they can and cannot wear. It's freaking ridiculous. And do you know what I have to say about that? I say, screw those people who says, oh, we can't wear this and we can't wear that. I say we should wear whatever we want and ignore those clowns. It can be at a costume party, it could be for Halloween, it could be for a party that says, oh, you're only allowed to wear this sort of costume. Kids should be allowed to wear whatever they want on Halloween. When it comes to costumes, adults should be allowed to wear wherever they want at a costume party, regardless of what the costume is. If an Asian wants to dress up as a white celebrity, I say go for it. If a white man wants to dress up as a black celebrity, I say go for it. And if a black guy wants to dress up as an Asian or Hispanic or whatever, and vice versa when it comes to the other races, I say people should be allowed to wear whatever they want on Halloween and costume parties. And again, if anybody gives you crap for wearing something that they don't want you to wear, and again, just ignore those fools and just enjoy yourself. If I want to dress up as Jon Stewart, or if I want to dress up as Static Shock, or if I want to dress up as Spawn from, well, Hellspawn, or if I want to dress up as Samurai Jack, or if I want to dress up as an anime character like Goku, Luffy, or Ichigo Kurosaki, or if I want to dress up as a celebrity, regardless of who that celebrity is, then I'm going to dress up as that person. Like if I want to dress up as Will Smith, because you know what? I love Will Smith back in the 90s and the 2000s. He was friggin' awesome back in the day, and so on and so on and so on. You guys know what I'm trying to say. People should be allowed to wear whatever they want without some piss poor, sad, lonely nobody telling them that they can't wear certain clothes because it's cultural appropriation, or oh, it's racist. No. People should be allowed to wear whatever the hell they want, regardless of what the costume is. And I do mean absolutely anything. People should have the right to wear absolutely anything they want. Now, look at me. As everybody knows on this channel that I'm a Romani gypsy, right? And if somebody was to like wear gypsy attire, you know, like the mystic gypsy or male gypsy clothes, basically if somebody who wasn't from my race was to dress up as a gypsy, then you know what? I wouldn't have a problem with it. In fact, I encourage you guys to dress up as a gypsy, both the girls and the boys. The girls can either dress up as either a fortune teller, or dress up as Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or you guys could dress up as Mike Tyson in his boxer clothes. Or technically, if you want to dress up as Quasimodo, which is technically a gypsy, or you could dress up as Dr. Doom, which is also a gypsy, or you could dress up as the Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver because they're Romani. If you guys was to dress up as a gypsy or a gypsy character or a gypsy from real life, then you know what, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't have a problem with you guys dressing up in our traditional clothes. And I say, go ahead, go and enjoy yourselves. Who cares what these woke losers say? It's all about having fun when you're in costumes. Now, I know what some people on the left is going to say. They're going to say, oh, but freaky, it's wrong for people to dress up into cultural clothes that doesn't belong to them. Guys, shut the hell up. Nobody cares of what you guys say. Absolutely nobody cares of what you have to say about costumes. All you left-wing losers are just a bunch of freaking, well, losers. If I want to dress up as Jon Stewart, then I will dress up as Jon Stewart. If white kids or Asian kids or Hispanic kids was to dress up as Miles Morales, I say let them dress up as Miles Morales. And if somebody was to dress up as a gypsy, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, I've seen women who love dressing up as gypsies. So who the hell are you guys to take away that enjoyment away from them? And that's what you woke losers are. You're a bunch of freaking killjoys. Nobody cares of what you have to say. Now, I know what someone from the left is going to say. They're going to say, oh, but freaky, what about gypsies who say, my culture isn't your costume? There are gypsies out there who says people should dress up as gypsies because it's cultural appropriation. Well, do you know what I have to say about those gypsies? The ones who say, oh, people shouldn't wear gypsy clothes for a costume because it's a cultural appropriation. To those gypsies, I say, get a freaking life. You guys are just as bad as the freaking wokies who push this crap. You are just as bad as those freaking wokies. You are taking the joy out of life. People should be allowed to wear whatever they want. Like, if I wanted to dress up in a yukata or kimono that's from Japan, then I'm going to wear a freaking yukata. Because you know what? I like the Japanese culture. I like their clothes. And that wouldn't be cultural appropriation. That would be cultural appreciation. I like the Japanese culture. I like their food. I like their old anime. And I like Japan. Yeah, they're not perfect, but I do like Japan. So would that be cultural appropriation if I really wanted to wear a yukata because I like the look of yukatas, even though I'm not Japanese? Or what about kids who really like Miles Morales, either Asian or white? The kids who isn't white or is Spanish, if these guys really like Miles Morales, I say let them wear a black Spider-Man costume, like what Miles Morales wears. And they wear the black Spider-Man costume because they love Miles Morales. Like, Miles is their favourite Spider-Man. So, who the hell are you guys to take away the enjoyment of kids who really likes Miles Morales? Or what if a little girl who isn't the same race as Moana really wanted to dress up as Moana because they thought she was cool? Are you going to take that away from this little girl who really likes Moana? Or are you going to take away my joy and happiness from me if I want to dress up as Ichigo Kurosaki in his Soul Reaper clothes, which has a sort of resemblance to what samurai would wear, kind of sorta, and Ichigo Kurosaki is Japanese. People can dress up as to whatever they want, and so what if they dress up as other people from other cultures and races? It just means that they took the time to actually acknowledge other people's existence. And you know what? I see it as a compliment if somebody was to dress up as a gypsy. And I've seen women dress up as gypsy fortune tellers simply because they look beautiful. So who the hell am I to take away that joy and happiness from people who wants to dress up as a gypsy? It's not cultural appropriation, it's culture appreciation. And even if it's not, people should be allowed to dress up as to whatever they want, regardless of what it is. Native American, Mexican, Gypsy, Japanese, Ninja, Chinese, Zulu, Ghost, Army men, princesses, regardless if it's real world or it's costumes that's from other cultures or if it's fiction. People should be allowed to wear whatever the hell they want. And to those people who is listening to me right now, if you was to dress up as a gypsy and some gypsy was giving you crap because you was dressing up as a gypsy, just ignore them and just enjoy your night and tell them that it was a gypsy who says it was okay for you to dress up as a gypsy from another gypsy. And yeah, I know for a fact we're going to have some headbutting between people, you know, like gypsies with gypsies, or Native Americans with Native Americans, or Mexicans with Mexicans, or Japanese with Japanese. We're going to have both from both all saying, oh, it's racist, oh, it's wrong for this race to wear our clothes, blah 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 blah. And you're gonna have people say, well, what's the big deal? They're just enjoying themselves. Just let them enjoy our culture. Let them enjoy our clothes. But if you ask me, I think the people who says, oh, it's okay for you to dress up in our traditional clothes, I think those people who says it's okay, I think they speak for the majority of us who says it's okay. It's only those minority of people who says that, oh, you cannot dress up as us. I mean, heck, the majority of Native Americans or indigenous people of America even demanded that the team, the Redskins, should take their names back. So it was only a minority, or white liberals, who says, listen, the Redskins name is offensive, so change it. But the majority of Native Americans says, listen, we want that name changed, but put it back to the Redskins. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's only a minority of people who says it's not okay, and the majority says it's okay. So who cares what a bunch of woke losers say? So my friends, I say, dress up as to whatever you want. A Native American, a Mexican, a gypsy, or heck, if you're even ballsy, go as the opposite sex, just for a laugh. You know, like a guy dressing up as Esmeralda, or a girl goes as Miles Morales. I say, go for it. These woke losers aren't the majority, they are the minority. Dress up as to what makes you happy. If you want to dress up as a gypsy, then you don't need my permission. Just do whatever the hell you want that makes you happy. Dress up as to whatever you want. And don't let these clowns tell you otherwise. And if they do tell you otherwise, tell them to fuck off. And tell them to get late. That will solve all the problems. So, what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you like Halloween? Do you think this is controversial? Please let me know in the comment section below, and let's get the discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms: Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribestar. It's like Patreon, but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.